Hello, my name is Inesa Preciado. I'm 30 years old and I'm a fine artist professionally for the last year and a half. And I'm very excited to tell you more about my artistic profession and Inesa's Art World, which is the website I have launched that includes all my artistic works. My primary medium as an artist is acrylics, but one thing that really discerns my art is working with mixed media a lot. And by that I mean that whenever I go places or I travel to different locations, I collect a lot of things from nature, like sun or flowers or unique things that I might see, and incorporate those into my canvases and into my landscapes or my abstracts. In that way, I feel more connected to the place that inspired a certain painting, and it brings forth more texture as well to my painting, which is what I'm trying to achieve whenever I create my mixed media dreamscapes or my mixed media abstracts. First of all, thank you for the kind words about my art. When did I know that I want to be an artist? It may sound cliche, but like I always loved art since a little kid. But my parents were immigrants, so they wanted me to work hard and get that like corporate job and have like a stable, as they call it, career. So they always like told me like, hey, like this is nice, you're good at art, but concentrate on business, concentrate on math, concentrate on like what the society perceives as like more lucrative jobs, as we would say. And I did that. I did that for the last 10 years or so. I pursued the business route. I worked in a corporation for almost 7 years, and I was doing things that were predetermined from society, or from what my relatives or my or my peers deemed as like more prestigious jobs. And I had all that, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't living up to my full potential at all. Art was something that I was doing on the side always whenever I had free time, and it was the only thing that would make me absolutely happy. So what happened is early on last year, I decided like, hey, I'm at a point in my life that I really want to try to pursue what really makes me happy and pursue my full potential, and not what I think will make others happy, because they're not me and they will not follow my path in life. So I planned ahead. I quit my six-figure corporate job at the time, and I started pursuing art full time, and here we are a couple months later, and I have never been more fulfilled. I've never been more challenged with daily tasks and expanding my skills even my business skills, not just my artistic skills. So like I feel challenged and fulfilled daily, and um, I'm very, very, very happy and excited that I pursued this route, and I listened to what my heart was telling me and not what everybody else in the world was trying to dictate for me. When I pick a paintbrush, I'm like in a different kind of like universe in my mind. Like it's like I'm engulfed by the idea that I have of what I want to put into my canvas, and it's like some power sometimes takes over my hand, and I just like start going and painting, and it's like the whole image and the idea is like right there, and I'm just like trying to just convert it into an actual image into the canvas. So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm completely in the zone, that I'm in an alternate universe in my head, and like my hand is like being like guided, you know, like when a muse is there, and an invisible muse, and she inspires you, you know, to create something, and you're just like a mouthpiece, you know, like creating that. So that's how I feel whenever I take on a project for something that I'm really excited to create. I would say I agree with that statement a little bit, because if you're just waiting for inspiration to strike you as an artist, you may be putting off going into the studio and creating things. Sometimes you just need to show up daily and start creating. And like there have been times that I felt like, oh my god, like I have no inspiration, I don't know what to paint this time. But I've gone to the studio, I showed up, I started putting colors into my canvas, I started like creating something that was resonating with me, and little by little it was taking shape, and something was taking shape in my mind as well. So you shouldn't always have to wait for an inspiration to strike you, because you may not create work for a while, but your job as an artist is to always show up, always experiment, always perfect your craft and your skill, um, and always try to create no matter what. It's your duty as an artist. So this is my personal opinion. Thank you. Yes, I'm expecting a baby. She's going to be here in January, so I'm very excited. Um, it's all going well, thank God. So far, so good. But I can say that, of course, like the fatigue is not real, and sometimes when I create this larger scale canvas commissions and projects that I take on, that sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to create them, due to the pregnancy fatigue. And also I have to always use a gas mask in the studio, which is quite uncomfortable sometimes, you know, but I have to, in order to protect the baby from the chemicals of the mediums I use. But I can't say that like much has changed in terms of you know, working and gaining inspiration. I'm currently working on my mini collection, which is a collection of smaller size canvases that have themes that are more pertaining to the season. So like fall and Thanksgiving, which is coming up, and Christmas. So people can purchase those, and they can be used as like little mini gifts for loved ones or even for yourself. So this is currently a collection that is still in the works for me. And I'm also in the next few weeks launching a new collection of larger scale canvases, which the primary theme for them will be more realistic landscapes that have a touch of fantasy theme into them. So stay tuned. I would say actually there are two pieces that I really enjoyed creating, and this is the collection from the Land of Fire and Land of Ice series. They were both inspired by my travel in Iceland earlier this year, and I just like got so inspired by so many beautiful and gorgeous landscapes there, and I had to transfer how I visualized these landscapes and what emotions it brought to me, and I had to visualize how to put that into a canvas, and I really enjoyed the process and the result of how this collection turned. First piece that I was paid for to create was commissioned by one of my good friends from college, and she was looking to add a beautiful still life painting into her kitchen area. So I created that with like a beautiful wine glass and fruits around. It was my first time actually creating still life painting. And how much I was paid for it? Well, back then it was like art for me was still a hobby. It wasn't like I wasn't doing this professionally. So I would say I gave her a good deal on my price at the time. It was $250, but it was a bigger canvas, like 20 by 24 inches. So yeah. If my life was a book, it would be called If There Is No Way, Create One. I would say that's the title that comes to my mind because I entered a completely different industry than I was ever used to. I completely defied every expectation that family or peers or friends had for me, so I completely pursued my own path into a totally divergent way than I ever thought I would take in my life. If anybody wants to check my current and past projects, they can go to my website. It's inesasartworld.com, and they can find all my collections there. My advice to other artists out there that are trying to professionally get into this industry is to not forget that once you take the professional route in art, you are a brand. Your name is a brand, your art is a brand. So think about the business aspect of it. Most artists just want to spend time in the studio, create stuff, and I get it. That's the fun part. That's the stuff we all want to do. But don't forget that at least I would say 60 to 70% of your time has to be devoted initially into the cultivating the business aspect of your art. So that's my main advice to emerging artists out there.